Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello. How are y'all? What's going on? How's everybody's week going? It's Wednesday.
You're halfway there.
You're halfway there, guys. And y'all already know this is the pop culture episode. Would today be considered hump day? Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Hump day. I missed
Hump
that
day.
commercial. The commercial with the camel, like going around the office saying it's hump day.
Yes.
Throwback. Like that's when that's when a commercial was like a commercial. Like
That's when life was like, going.
like good. No bills, just worrying about school. Just
I don't
Wall
wanna
Street
cry. And Coke and Leonardo DiCaprio.
okay, yeah. So let's get to the Black excellence. Mine absolutely has to be Miss Shonda Rhimes of, Grey's Anatomy Shonda Rhimes, of Scandal Shonda Rhimes, of How to Get Away with Murder Shonda Rhimes, of right now, which is why she is the Black excellence, Bridgerton Shonda Rhimes. When I say this woman, the woman that you are, shout out to Shonda Rhimes for adapting these novels into Bridgerton and Queen Charlotte, which wasn't even a thing. When I say those 4 episodes came out and I was like, no, I'm going to watch 2. I'm going to watch 2. I'm going to split it up. When I say I watched all 4 episodes in one sitting, it hit so good. Everything is just it's so exciting, especially after having, Queen Charlotte, and then also just the want for this Colin and Penelope romance, and then also the surprises of like what's going on. You guys know that I already released an episode on Monday talking about my journey with this season, but it wouldn't be here without the woman who adapted the Julia Quinn novels. Shout out to Julia Quinn too, into what it is. And also we just know that Shonda Rhimes is that bitch. She also,
absolutely, yeah.
She's always done this. This is just what she does. But I just wanted to give her a perfect Black Excellence Award and just thank her for doing the damn thing. And I just cannot wait until June so I can get these last 4 episodes, because that's Netflix. It's not Shonda. That is making me wait, and I cannot wait. The way that they left with Penelope and Colin, and literally Pitbull and Neo playing, and she's getting finger blasted in the carriage ride, and then she gets proposed to. Cinema.
Pitbull and Neo, was it that tonight?
An instrumental version, because you know how because you don't watch. You don't watch Bridgerton, but you watch Queen Charlotte, and I do know the instrumental version of everything.
Have they gone back that ass up? Yeah.
Not yet. I'm hoping for season 4. But,
I'm ready for that. Now that's gonna be one.
You might tune in then.
I might just give that a little look. My Black excellence is gonna go to Samantha from Sex and the City. And here we are. And just like that, I bet you're wondering, how could we do this again? We already did this last week. And you're right. And we're going to do it again. Because, guys, I'm on, season 6? The last season of Sex and the City. And then I'm going to watch the first movie and the second movie. And then I'm going to start just like that. I tried to do the Carrie Diaries. I said, fuck the Carrie Diaries.
Yeah, I tried to do that too. I couldn't.
I can't do this shit because it doesn't make sense.
At all.
And that's what's pissing me off. Like, Carrie, her dad's still here, and in the show, her dad's not in the picture. She has a sister. I don't know who these friends are. I just know Miranda, Charlotte, and Samantha. So I don't get any of this.
It's supposed to be when she was like a teenager, but or like young woman. But even
Is
if that was it, it still doesn't make sense because we don't know Carrie to be this kind of person and also not to have a family. Like I've never seen
right.
this woman's family. Like I don't remember these episodes.
And
You
I don't
know.
like it. It makes me feel uncomfortable. I think they once they introduced and I think that's why they did it. They were like, okay, let's bring Samantha in because the people really care about Samantha. But I'm like, no.
And then if you watch the first episode, that's not even how she met Samantha. So it was
Yeah,
just
it's
weird
not at all. And I'm like, who is this lady? While she kind of resembles Samantha, I'm just like, this isn't Samantha.
at all.
And I just did not like it. And I'm like, why did they make her so much older? I mean, but
Yeah, I was about to say, well, we know why.
not too much on my girl, not too much. But yeah, so yeah, it's gonna be Samantha because she said, "Fuck that, I'm gonna get the wax." And then on top of that, she got into the pool that everybody wanted to go to. You remember that episode where they had like the celebrity pool
Mhm.
thing and it was like an exclusive place and she was waiting her name was on the waiting list for months and she's like, when are you
Mhm.
going to let me in? And they were like, well, we don't have any room. So she found that key card in the women's bathroom and she's like, well, I'm going to pretend to be somebody else and I'm going to go anyway. And once she did that, all I heard was to freedom. And then like Carrie, Charlotte, and Miranda were there afterwards, you know?
It was definitely. I mean, I feel like Samantha is just Miss Make It Happen.
She is.
When they went to LA, they went to LA. Was that Matthew McConaughey that was on the fucking
It
episode?
was. It
Like
was.
these are the it girls of New York City,
They
and that's
absolutely
just
are.
that.
They absolutely are. And I wouldn't trade them for anything in the world. Now, the Carrie Diaries can go to hell. I don't want to see that. I want them to try it again, though. I would like for them to do like
The
a
right way.
proper Carrie Diaries with the Carrie that we know and follow her story like meeting Miranda, meeting Samantha, meeting Charlotte, and then
Because
making that a thing.
we need an early 20s phase. I would say let's not do the teens.
Yeah.
Let's really do the early 20s and or the mid 20s even because when we meet them they're in their 30s to mid 30s.
Hmm.
And when they end, they are, 40. And then when they come back, they're in their 50s to mid 50s.
Right.
So we don't have that decade of them. And that would be so great because we have so many people to choose from. We have so many platforms to put
I
it
already
on.
know. Emma Roberts is Carrie. Sydney Sweeney is Samantha. That's what I want to see.
Okay. Emma Roberts is like 10 years older than Sydney Sweetie, I think, or 8 years older than Sydney Sweetie.
Can we really tell that though?
You're right, because after anyone but you, Sydney Sweeney is definitely like 40 years older in my head. Okay, so
Yeah.
then who can play Miranda and Charlotte? Charlotte can be Sabrina Carpenter.
I could definitely see that. I could definitely see that. Or even like
Or
the
Dove
other girl
Cameron.
from Girl Meets World. I don't know if you remember her, but the brown haired girl, she was
She could
even
be
kind of like,
Miranda, I feel though.
yeah, it's like it. I
You
don't know
gotta
who
get the
could be
casting
Miranda.
right. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. I just know Carrie and Samantha. That's who I care about. That's why they were prioritized. Miranda and Charlotte can just come in later. We don't even need them the first season.
Yeah, no, we don't need them the first season because it's centered around Carrie, right? And then
Hmm.
we love Samantha. So I would actually like to see it maybe from Samantha's perspective because we haven't gotten enough of her perspective.
It would be nice.
Because, Carrie narrates the show
And have Kim Cattrall narrate it.
and have Kim Cattrall narrate it.
Yeah. And just like that.
And just like that, we come up with a prequel right
and
here.
I think she would do that because she doesn't have to be involved with Sarah Jessica Parker.
She can phone it in, just like she did.
And then Sarah Jessica Parker doesn't have to get on interviews and lie and pretend like she doesn't know what's going on when she does.
I see you've studied up since last week. Samantha Jones edits.
Pissed me off so bad. So I'm like, you know what, girl? I'm going to put you, because I love Carrie, but that damn Sarah Jessica Parker is a trip. But yeah, guys, that's going to be my Black Essence. Oh, and Tia Kemp, Tokyo Tony, and Carlissa. That's going to be my other Black Excellence because they got a podcast coming to Zeus.
That's exactly what they needed.
Gosh.
Is a podcast. Because I would say like a reality show would be too much for them. It'd be too much. It'd be illegal, maybe. But a podcast is perfect. Oh, I would watch it. There's no question.
I still want it. The fact that I'm like, two things can be possible.
Cannot. With these three,
they would all go to jail.
But the point is, they have a podcast.
Yeah, they have a podcast, and it's going to be coming to Zeus. When is it going to be coming?
I don't know. I just know that I saw the Golden Girls song being used, and they were happy about that. It's just so hilarious. I know that it's probably something that can only be on Zeus because anywhere else it would be canceled. I think that they read the comment section, and for once, like reading the comment section and listening to the comment section.
Okay, it hasn't been announced yet, guys. So once we find out the date, we'll let you know. And if you want to tune into that, feel free because I know I am.
Oh yeah, every episode. I think that we need to also call a town hall with Raven and Kendrick on our Patreon to speak about baddies. Absolutely. Like the last episode of Baddies, because that was TV's finest hour. And I just don't have the capacity to speak about it on the main podcast. But on the Patreon,
we would get canceled. That's the things I gotta say.
But Jayla, you did your big one. I will say that.
And she did. She did.
Jayla, you did. Like, I wasn't feeling the whole Biggie thing. You know, they could never make me hate Jayla because she's always been that girl. And then I loved her on South, of course. But it was just like, okay, leave it alone. But this episode
was baddies. My baddies.
Thank you. Thank you. I know how to describe it. But okay, let's get into Vanderpump Villa. We had the finale episode, and then we had the reunion come out on the same day. So that was about 2 hours of entertainment. I was excited to, just finish the series up, to just be finished with it. Like, okay.
Aren't you happy it's over?
Yeah, I'm excited that it's over. And when it comes back, I want y'all can keep the chefs. I just want a new cast.
Yeah, because they have exhausted me. They pissed me off so bad, each and every single one of them in different ways. I don't want to see them again. I don't want to see them again. Please don't show me them again.
Even Andre.
Go. After this reunion, honestly, after that finale, I was like, get his ass up out of here. Because I kind of had a feeling. I sensed what was going on. I'm tired. The first thing I want to say is I'm tired of Gabriella being made a fool.
Thank you.
That's the first thing that I want to say, because it's like, okay, was it random that she jumped in the tub naked? Yes, because I was like, how did we get here? And I was a bit confused because I'm like, I didn't see no Hennessy. I didn't see no Douce. And Andre wasn't in the tub. So I was like, what's really going on here? Eric. Um, and yeah, I just don't like, I feel like they continue to just downplay her. They talk over her. Even at the reunion, they talk over her. Um, they just don't
And
have any respect
even
for her.
even at the reunion, like she allows it, and she allows Hannah to like sun her.
And that's
So
what
I'm
pisses me
like,
off about her.
this like you have at a certain point you have to stand up for yourself
Yeah, and it's
because
like I
I
don't know
can't do
if
it for you.
they're trying to be cute because they feel like they want to be a part of the second season, or they feel like maybe if they speak out that it would jeopardize them being a part of it. But honestly, fuck the second season because me personally, it's not really much that I would say. It's more so what I would do when it comes to
Right.
Hannah. Because it's like that's somebody you know what, we're not, and I repeat, we're not for physical violence, but that is just somebody that you have to put your hands on. I absolutely just have to.
That's what I've always like. You can say what you want to people. Everyone talks about the First Amendment. Everyone talks about free speech, which was a subject matter on Baddies. It's like
Mm-hmm.
you can say whatever you want. You have that right. But
But
the
you
way
might
people
get
react
popped.
is they
So
have that
Hannah
right.
and Marciano,
Oh, Marciano was so
back to back. The way I would have Jocelyn Hernandez, Stevie J them by myself at that. Not even a second
exactly.
person,
You
by
don't even need a
myself.
second person. It's just the strength of pissing them off. Oh. Well, okay. We also have to talk about. Well, wrap up the. Can you summarize the finale for us, like a quick summary of it? Because I want to get into the reunion and why Eric wasn't there.
Okay, so for the finale, we just had the main idea was Emily wants to take Telly's job. That's the main idea. Afterwards, we see Marciano. He decides that he wants to try things out and be with oof, damn, why is her name drawing a blank?
Oh, the new girl. I just call her
No,
the new girl. Oh,
Marciano, the girl
Hannah,
Hannah. Oof, she just pissed me off so bad.
that you black out.
Guys, excuse me. But yeah, he decides that he wants to be with her. So that's a whole storyline. I mean, that's pretty much it. They just all go home.
Well, okay. So
Because what is it?
Hannah and Marciano decided they want to be together. Andre and Gabriella do the will they want they thing, and it's mainly
uh,
Andre because Andre has a crush on the new girl, and that's really the real tea. And then with the rest, it's kind of like we don't really hear that much from them. But yes, Emily wants Telly's spot. Telly just feels betrayed for some reason, but I never saw them being friends. One and two, why would you publicly say to a guest that you would send yourself home? So that was kind of like stupid anyway. And Lisa is just giving her a chance. Lisa also prepares, a nice boat ride for them, and then they get serviced instead of having to be served. And that's pretty much the finale.
I mean, I guess when you put it like that, that is. Uh, I couldn't fault Telly for saying that though, because that's how I felt. I'm like,
And it's
imagine
like,
being there. I'm so tired of these people. Like, I'm tired of every single
but it's
person.
mainly the thing is, she's like, oh, I'm kind of tired of it. But like, you're other than Hannah and Marciano, I'm like, you're Hannah, Marciano, Eric, and Telly are the people that are exhausting me. So you're part of
Yeah.
the problem. So it's kind of ironic. Like you want to go home, but you are low key the
I
reason
would be tired of
I would want to
myself
go home.
because it's like this is
She
an
doesn't have self
environment.
awareness.
I think it's also in an environment that creates monsters, and I don't know what it is because it's like I see a little bit of monster inside each and every one of them, like
Yeah,
gremlins, if you will.
not Gremlins. Please tell me where the B in Gremlins is. Please tell me. can't do.
That's just how I feel. Not even gremlins, guys. Gremlins. Like, I had to say it like that because it's just like, it's ridiculous. And they keep, like, it's just that whole finale, honestly.
I'm never letting this go. What? It's a gremlin.
Oh my gosh.
Tears
Okay.
in my eye.
Um, yeah, guys. That was an amazing finale recap. The reunion just pissed me off so bad. Like I said, because Gabriella just had, it's like, fuck Gabriella. That's what I felt like that reunion should have been called.
Everyone wanted to kill her. And then when Marciano had a monologue about
What did
how
she
he hated her,
do?
I'm like, what did Gabriella do to Marciano
What
specifically?
did Gabriella do to anybody? Number one, it's just like, even with Andre, that's the thing that pissed me off. And I think that's the last thing that I had to say about the finale and even the reunion. It's like Gabriella was made to look like the villain. Like, she's fucking around. She's not consistent. She's not a loyal person. This whole time you were doing something else. Why would you make that her story? Why would you even try to put that narrative on her, knowing that she had so much other shit going against her? So it's like I have to question him as well. If this is somebody that you genuinely care about, why is it that you would go and make it seem like she's a whore from Hampton?
A great question. And Hannah, it was just so annoying with the whole mom thing. She's like, my mom was a single mother who. It's like, okay, I can sit up here and say Gabriella should not have said
No, she
anything about
should
her
have.
mom.
She should have.
Sure,
She
but
should have.
it's for her to like make that her entire personality and try to like walk off set. It's like Gabriella should have been like, you beach blonde bad body built ass bitch, shut the fuck up, go get cheated on some more, and I hope your mom sees this and knows that
But
you're an
your
even more
mom
terrible adult.
is a problem. I'm gonna say it. Your mom is the problem because how could
What?
she raise such a horrible person? Like, you are a horrible human being. How did that happen? Like, bitch, was it a mutant power? Did they give you a serum? Like, what the fuck made you become just like this big ass bitch that nobody can talk to, that over talks people, and then and how she tells people to shut their mouth? She's triggering. She's triggering, and she would get that. She would get all the reactions from me specifically because I just don't like that type of behavior. You're not gonna tell me to be quiet. And they're too nice to her too.
Oh,
I would
the
have been
behavior,
knocked the shit out of her ass
the dog shit.
and kept going with the reunion if they allowed me to.
What a portion of ass.
And came back to sit there.
I
Now,
would
like
have
I was
portion of
saying,
ass.
before I was rudely interrupted, and it's like her and Marciano, they just get on my. And if Lisa brings them back, then she's a problem.
Because, okay, this is my thing. I think that Hannah and Marciano think that they're giving season one Jackson Stassi.
And
And
they're
it's like,
not.
that's not what you're giving. You're giving, both of you are insufferable, terrible, horrible people, not even attractive enough to act that way. It's just all across the board. Your personality makes you so ugly. And the things that you say don't even warrant. Like
It's
nothing,
like this isn't
nothing.
even that type of show. That's the thing that's upsetting me too.
Exactly.
Why are you
You
guys
guys were
acting
working
like
at a fucking Ritz Carlton that Lisa Vanderpump put purple on. Like it's not that deep.
and let's face it, it's not even like a fancy Ritz Carlton. It's like a spin-off Ritz Carlton. You know what I mean? It's not like the official. Ritz
It's
Carlton.
not like the fucking Orlando Ritz Carlton.
Yeah, it's like a Ritz Carlton Buena Vista.
It's a low budget one.
Yeah, Ritz Carlton
It's like the
in
one that's like $295 a night, and the Ritz
correct.
Carlton is like
Because
five
I'm looking
sixty
at that
nine a
furniture and
night.
I'm like, this old ass furniture. And it is charming, don't get me wrong, because I know the location, but it's like this isn't gonna win the HGTV home giveaway prize. It's just gonna like be enough to where those people don't sue your ass. Like
I'm
it's
dead.
ridiculous. And all those damn donkeys, donkey shit, like you can smell that shit, I'm pretty sure, from your bedroom.
And I feel like they didn't let Steven talk enough because he actually had several points and they tried to make it seem like
He
he was
was
just going
boring as
on and
hell.
on and on and on and on. And I'm like, actually, no, let him talk because he's actually exposing some of these hoes. But we got to also get into why Eric wasn't there. Did you read about it?
Yeah, I did. Apparently, he got a restraining order against him for I don't know if is it accurate because I said I'm going to say allegedly putting his hands on an ex of
Yeah.
his.
An ex-wife he allegedly strangled and jumped at her neck. How you jump at someone's neck, I don't know. I watched every
That
episode of
is
X-Men
horrible.
and I've never seen it. And I know that Aaron wants to laugh right now, but like, what kind of spider monkey? And I just watched Madam Web too, so like, I've never seen someone jump at someone's neck. Like, I'm glad that they set his ass out because what are you doing? And you know what? He gave me that uneasy, chaotic energy, and I couldn't put my finger on it. I was just like, what is it about him? Especially when he was complaining about his ex-wife. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
but what it like the person, I don't think it was his ex-wife, I think it was his ex-girlfriend, but what was it?
Because he would get mad at like the smallest things. He's like, "You're out to get me." I just seen the look in his eyes, and then just waking up in the morning and doing that whole shit that he was doing with the donkeys and the horses. I'm like, this is a lot.
Just also the way that he partied was very
Yeah,
unnerving to me.
something
It
about
was
this guy.
weird. Okay, the last thing that we're going to get to is obviously Andre. Andre allegedly had a girlfriend. He was telling that I love you while he was in the house, and the girlfriend messaged the official Vanderpump Villa account. Shout out to that Vanderpump Villa account. They are very good friends of ours, and spilled the tea on Andre. And I'm just like,
He's like, that never happened.
just like you have your receipts.
Just like you had this, I did that. I'm just like, shut up. Everybody just needs to shut up. And Gabriella, you should have stood up, girl. You should have stood up for yourself. He pissed me off so bad. Like this whole time, you were all up in this girl's face, calling her a whore, just pretty much saying that she was a whore. He's like, I can't trust her. She's a whore to me. But you know, it's something about it that I like. That's pretty much what he was saying the whole season. And the fact that she just sat her ass down and she's cool with it. And then you
And she's
talk to,
apologizing
and
to
then you're talking
people.
to a bitch that call you Toucan Sam, that disregarded you in every single way, and talk shit to you with this white girl. I'm gonna say it like that because it's
That's
like
what
that's
I
just
said.
what it
That's what I said
is.
when it happened.
That's crazy to me. And she's
It could never
weak.
be.
She's weak,
That's why I'm
and you
saying
have
stand
no
up.
place in the X-Men.
Okay. That was the reunion. And all I have to say is you can keep back of house, front of house, we need all new people. It's not the fun
I
way. I'm
wanted
not
to
attached
ask
to
you though,
them. I'm not.
who was your favorite look? Because I'm gonna have to say Telly. While I just ate her ass up, I'm gonna have to say that black hair on her looked very good. I will give credit when credit is due. They
That's
fixed the
fair.
girl up really nice because
That's
you know
fair. I think that even though I told her to stand up, Gabriella did
Gabriella
kind
and
of,
Telly, yeah,
yeah.
definitely have the best list. I also want to say shout out to Nikki because that was some real shit. Because she was like, fuck all these men. Actually, I'm engaged.
Yeah,
And
she was
my man
like,
knew about me the first day. He was like, I know I want you.
the second date,
The sec- she was like, so if a
and
man
Hannah
wants
was
you,
so mad.
for
She was like,
what?
when they know, they know. Because Hannah knows that Marciana is never going to propose to her. And if he does, they're literally going to get
And she's
married. She's
like,
going to
don't
get cheated
laugh.
on.
Don't laugh. I would have been like, ha, ha, ha.
There's
Stupid.
no cheating involved. There's always, with Marciano, there's always going to be cheating
They're
involved.
never gonna be Jackson Stassi.
He fucking hates you. Like, at
They're
least
never.
Jax liked Stassi. He might have cheated, but he liked her.
No, but and
That's
they
the
were
difference.
original. They weren't on
Right.
television trying to be something they're not.
Mm. You said it.
Avril Lavigne, where are you?
Right. Where is Avril Lavigne? I
Because
just
you're
think
acting like you're somebody else around everyone else. Trying to be cool, you look like a fool to me.
because life's like this, you.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Well, that's the way it is.
And it's more punk when you're not trying to be punk.
Right.
That's what I want people to know. Anyways, moving on. Better thing. Okay, Abbott Elementary, we skipped it last week because we talked about Jersey Shore. But this week we're going to talk about Abbott Elementary. And I think that Abbott Elementary is getting back to its roots. The funniness, now that she is back in the school, especially this last episode, you know, the kids are around, her and Gregory are together, the teachers are all like this. These last two episodes have been hilarious, but this last episode especially had me screaming. Like I watched it 3 times already. The finale is actually tonight when you guys listen to this. I'm so jealous because you guys will be on the day of the finale. Sure. Yeah, it's the finale.
I know you lying.
Yeah. They played around a little bit this season, I will say. They did play in our face.
They played in my face.
Listen. So what was last week's episode?
About them going to the playground?
No, that was one technically was last week, but look, the one that we skipped.
Oh, that was the Mother's Day.
Yes, okay, Mother's Day episode. So we kind of got a look at how different people on the show spend their Mother's Day. It was like a sweet and sour episode because you did feel for people who either don't have really good relationships with their mom or their mom has like passed on. Yeah. So like it was sad, but it was funny too, obviously. So Greg, we find out that his mom has passed away when he was 9 and that he goes to Top Golf and that's just the way that he celebrates. But of course, Barbara, she is usually spending her Mother's Day with Miss Sheminti and her family. And they have like a family gathering, you know, like a Sunday dinner, but she finds out about Gregory because, you know, she's used to putting the Mother's Day art up to especially honor her mom because she had recently lost her mom. So he tells her, you know, my mom passed on and she just, you know, they feel bad. So her and Sheminti invite Gregory over to her house. And of course, she is just trying to do everything at the same time to keep herself busy, but also like be the mom. And she doesn't have any time to like worry about herself. And Gregory comes over, he brings flowers, he just wants to stop by, but they like sit him down and really put the focus on him. And it makes him have to sit with the fact that his mom is gone. And he decides that he's going to, you know, sneak out early and go to Top Golf. And Barbara realizes that she tries to make him stay. But, you know, she has this talk where it's like, it's sometimes okay to just honor your parent by, you know, having time to yourself and catering to yourself. So she ends up going out and talking to Gregory, and Gregory is like, I don't want to be reminded every minute that I don't have my mom and, you know, I can't celebrate her because I can celebrate her every day. And it doesn't have to be a sad occasion. It can just be something I reflect on, but I don't want to be reminded of it.
Right.
So she ends up going top golf with Gregory at the end, and they just hit some balls, and it was just like a really good episode. But in the meanwhile, we already know that Janine's mom, Taraji P. Henson, which is so funny. I think it's so funny that they have Taraji as her mom. Like, that is just hilarious casting.
That's my question to you. Was it a different voice?
It sounded like her.
Maybe.
It sounded like her. I think we should check maybe check the credits. I was thinking that too. I'm like, I wonder if she phoned in her performance, or like Samantha, or if they just used someone who sounded similar to her mom. But yeah, so Janine, we already know that she doesn't have the best relationship with her mom. Her and her sister have different dads, and Ava makes the joke like, "Oh, you're so short. What if Kevin Hart is your dad?" And that shit was so funny because she spends the episode actually pondering if Kevin Hart is in fact her father. And it could be a possibility because her mom is like, "Oh no, we didn't date, but we definitely fucked." And it was just so funny.
I was like, oh my gosh.
She's just like, so then of course Miss Minty knows someone who could have got a piece of Kevin Hart's DNA. And in the meantime, like while they are waiting on that, they go to this drag brunch. If you know, drag brunch is lit, okay? And obviously Jacob spearheaded this because that's where he spends his Mother's Day. And we had a bunch of Drag Race cameos. I was so happy to see the girls on freaking Abbott Elementary. Like, I really love this show. I love the cameos on the show, and it was just so great to see it. During the drag brunch, Jacob is like, "I'm trying to get this freaking money, or I'm trying to get a field trip going for the students." So they figure out that there's a park that they can go to if everyone takes out their phone and they do a reservation or whatever. So later on, we find out that Kevin Hart is not Janine's dad. And he calls her and he's like, "Listen, I heard you've been looking for me. I'm not your fucking dad. Yeah, me and your mom had a thing going on, but stop researching me and also unfollow me." And he knows like Mr. Johnson, and it was a hilarious cameo. It was a beautiful Mother's Day episode. It was the start of like getting Janine back in the freaking group, back to the school where she belonged, because as we said, we wanted her back. And I don't know, for some reason, it's just funnier. You can tell them about this recent episode.
So y'all, the gang decides that they want to do pretty much like a park day, and they take their kids to the park. This is going to be a big episode for Gregory and Janine, because Gregory also plans to tell Janine how he really feels. He wants to finally get things rolling when it comes to their relationship, because she's played in his face, he played in her face. And I really thought this was going to be the episode where they became a couple. But that was not the case. So the teachers are going back and forth. Like, it starts off with one of the students actually being pushed by one of the students from the other school. So the teachers kind of get into it and they have a conflict. Then the teachers start acting pissy towards each other, and it's a whole thing. And you actually find out that it's Ashley Banks. What's her name in the show?
Oh, the other principal? Yeah. I don't know her. I'm gonna
just call her Ashley Banks. But you find out that it's Ashley Banks School. So, and she has a problem with Principal Ava. So that could have stemmed from that on why these teachers have animosity towards the teachers from Abbott. So ultimately, Gregory tries to tell Janine how he feels, and that ends up falling apart because they go to a wooden slide. Once they slide down the wooden slide, Principal Ava catches them, and she kind of puts them on the spotlight, and she's like, "What do you have going on? Like, that's not allowed at Abbott." And she was being really messy about it. It was also this other character that they had, this other teacher, and he was going through a divorce from his wife, and it was like his girlfriend, and it was like a similar situation because she was also and the school board. So Ava kind of made his relationship problems and what they were going through. Like she kind of showed that she put a spotlight on that to show Gregory and Janine that maybe that's like not the best idea. Maybe you shouldn't date somebody that's in the school board. So they ended up calling it quits, and that did not happen. But they did have a really good field day. Uh, and Ava's team won because they competed against the other school. And that was really cute, but I really didn't care about that because my end goal was about Janine and Gregory. Like, I just wanted to see them together, and I'm really upset that that did not happen. That's how I feel.
Okay. So I think to speak on the whole Greg and Janine thing, personally, what I would like to see, because I want the show to go on like a good 8 seasons, I would like to see her get with Manny, because they kind of separated them and made them hesitate to speak their real feelings again. And we already had a little bit of that last season and at the beginning of this season. I want to see her with someone else because they done played in each other's face, but she hasn't really been in a relationship. Like she was with Vince Staples, but that was just for like what, 3 episodes. And then I want them to get together maybe like in the middle of season 4. That's what I want.
I just want them to get it over with and do it because it's starting to piss me off.
Okay, so would you like to see it in tonight's episode?
Yes. I would like for this to be the end game because it's like we've already kind of seen it going back and forth, and I think they're trying to create the thing that The Office did, where it's like Pam and Jim are on and off until like I think what is it, season 3 or season 4?
Yeah,
Then they
that's why
finally
I'm
get
like,
together.
okay,
Yeah. So I could see them maybe trying to do something like that, but I'm like, let's just do it now.
But also, I'm thinking, what about if they don't actually like ever date at all? Because I have in my head what Tyler James Williams said. He was like, "Oh, I don't necessarily want them together."
That would piss me off.
That would really like. I would actually, how
Because
people
that's
wrote in
one
back
of
in
the
the
reasons
day.
that I watched the show because I want to see
Right,
what happens with Janine and Gregory. I do not
we're
care
invested.
about
Anything else, honestly.
yeah. I mean, I like seeing the other teachers, don't get me wrong, but that's one of the biggest reasons that I watch to see what happens between him.
Meanwhile, back at the school, Mr. Johnson has a day where he's like getting all his keys in order and he finds Ava's secret bathroom. And I thought that was hilarious. Mr. Johnson is really just like, he's so funny. He's so
He's
funny.
funny. He is funny. But I'm 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 hoping that they pick up the pace next season even more.
Get back to that season
Yeah.
2 feeling.
Because right now, if it's anything like this, yeah, they're gonna need to hurry up and do Janine and Gregory because I don't think it's gonna be another season if they keep it up like that.
Okay, yeah, great show, you guys. Keep it up. Get Janine and Gregory together for Aaron's sake because he is trying to
I'm just
cancel
saying,
shows.
guys, I don't think it's gonna be going on much longer to that.
Okay, so speaking of finales,
X-Men, my X-Men.
thank you.
X-Men 97, guys. This was a great. Well, I'm not even going to say it was a great finale. It was good because it kind of pissed me off at the end. There was a lot of uncertainty. We're not sure what happened to most of the damn heroes. We did see a few of them when they time travel, but so it starts off with Charles Xavier. And he has finally found a way to get into Magneto's mind. You know, he's explaining to Magneto that hurting mankind is not the route to go. He's like, we are mutants and we should try to defend other mutants. He's still trying to convince him to get out of Wolverine's ass and to not go through with his plan because his whole thing is, I want to fuck them all up. I want to fuck Bastion up. I just want to kill them all, like honestly, and just be done with it. Done with it. But Charles is like,
Same.
nah, I'm not trying to do that. So they get into it. Magneto realizes that Charles is in his head and none of this is real. So he kind of snaps on Charles and he's like, bitch, you're playing in my head. Like you're fucking around. And they get into like this whole battle. And we see Charles Xavier is winning. Like he's strong. That bald ass head got out of that wheelchair and he's like, you know what? Actually, I am in your head. And then Beyonce's All Up in Your Mind started playing. And
All Up in Your Mind started playing.
did you not hear that?
What cut did you see?
Maybe it's like because I got Tebow.
That's
Maybe
the
that's
perfect song. Yeah, you watched it
on
thumbs fucking up. Like
I love when Zoom does that. But on the other side of things, Bastion has captured pretty much half of the X-Men. I really found it funny that Storm was captured and not using her powers too, because I'm like, you don't even got to use your hands to use your powers. Like, you could literally summon tornadoes in a fucking natural disaster and kill everybody.
the thing is, they were in space, weren't they?
This is Earth. They were still on Earth.
Oh, they were still on Earth? Oh, yeah. I don't know. See, a lot about the finale, I didn't understand. I just know at the end, Bastion died because they talked to him and he went towards the sun. Yeah. And then some of them, they went and they saw Apocalypse when he was younger. And then some of them are in the future with Nathan. And from what I understand, Storm and Wolverine are in the future with Jean and Scott. And then what's the Native American guy? Forge. He has like a whole board of like who's on Earth, who's dead, who's off Earth. Yeah. And then Bishop comes and he's like, "Don't worry, Playboy, we're gonna fix all this."
And I was like, yeah, that's what kind of like made it like a kind of finale for me, because I'm like, there's a lot going on that's unexplained, and I know they're just setting up for the next season clearly, but it was fun that we got some cameos. We got a Daredevil cameo, we got a Psylocke cameo, Doctor Strange.
What you were saying, yeah, Doctor Strange, but what you were saying, I know that you were talking about Spider-Man. You wanted to know if he found Mary Jane, and it's confirmed that that's his Mary Jane.
That's his Mary Jane, and I like that. I love that. I love seeing that. I was very happy with that, which confirms maybe they might do something with Spider-Man. I actually think that they should put Spider-Man in the next season.
Oh, I would be fine with that. I'd love that.
I would love to see that. Like him working with the X-Men, maybe him and Daredevil, throw those two in, because I also love Daredevil's character a lot. So I was very happy to see him. He used to be one of my favorites until they did that Netflix show that I really didn't care for like that.
That's
but I'm not going to talk too much about it because a lot of people actually enjoy that show.
Because it's coming back. But they're doing it Disney style. So it's going to be better.
I hope so. Because I just
can't. I'm not familiar with this dude at all. Like, I don't know who Daredevil is. I just know that he's blind and he's a lawyer. I met him in She-Hulk. Yeah. Right. I met him in She-Hulk.
Murdoch. If you go back, I really enjoyed the movies, even though a lot of people said they hated them. With Ben Affleck as Daredevil, yes. That was a time to me. He was a good Daredevil. On the contrary to popular belief, because a lot of people were like, "Oh, he's ass," and Jennifer Garner is ass, and they were mad at that Elektra movie that they did where she came back and she was like, and which that was stupid. I don't know why they made Jennifer Garner do that shit, because it was just such a horrible movie. It was such a bad movie, and it flopped so bad. But she looked good.
But she's coming back as Elektra, isn't she?
Yeah, that's what they say. So
maybe it didn't flop too bad.
I also seen that and I was like, you guys could do better. I love Jennifer Gardner, don't get me wrong, but it's like, I didn't really see her as Elektra anyway, like that. Like when you look at the cartoon and you look at
Yeah, I
in
have no
the
reference, so that's why I'm
comics,
like, I don't know
you
who
look
she
at the
is.
comics and then you look at Jennifer Gardner and you're like, this isn't.
Something is not adding up.
It's not. She has dark black hair. I want to say she's Latino.
Oh,
She's kind of tan too. She's on the tan side. So I'm like, I don't know what this.
well, what the
Oh.
fuck is Jennifer Garner doing as her
Yeah,
then?
but to be fair, this was during a time where people didn't really care.
Yeah,
Um, and the white man
but
was in
then why
control,
bring
so
her
he's like,
back?
we're gonna get Jennifer Gardner.
Yeah, we need listeners.
So that's what they cared about. They didn't care about accurate representation, but hopefully once they revamp everything, they start giving a fuck. But I will
Please.
say that Daredevil show on Netflix, I think that was a more accurate depiction of Elektra, the woman who played her in that. Not
Mm.
bad. I just want them to do costumes because it's like that show was made during a time where like they're like, no, we're not gonna do costumes. We're gonna make these characters look more human and realistic. And I don't want to see that shit. I want to
Yeah,
see
we don't
everybody in
want
a costume.
exactly, and that is what this is what I wanted to talk about is that Wolverine and Deadpool tickets are on sale, you guys, now. So y'all go run that up in because I'm going in theaters to see that shit. But they are adapting, obviously Wolverine to have the yellow suit, the
Hmm.
iconic yellow suit. And on She-Hulk, that is something that even if you talk shit about She-Hulk, when Daredevil was on there, he had a comic book accurate like dressing or whatever. And I think they're leaning into that more now because they know that, fans of the X-Men actually really like that.
Yeah, instead of that black leather shit that they tried to do, which was cool back in the day, but it's like we don't have to do that. We can actually be accurate. It doesn't
Did
matter
you
how goofy these characters look. Put them on
right.
the damn suit.
Right, because we're watching a comic book movie. That's why I loved, and she gets ate up for no reason. That's why I loved Harley Quinn's movie. It was colorful. It was
Yeah.
like she shot a gun and confetti fucking came out, but she was also beating ass. Like people were it was a comic book movie. Stop trying
It
to be so
was.
serious.
And that's what they're trying to do. And it's like a lot of these female superhero characters too, they have really cool costumes, but they try to water it down because it's like, no, can't show too much. Can't do
Right.
too much. I'm like, no, let them see that ass cheek. Elektra is
Exactly.
running around in like a Fashion Nova two-piece
Period.
with a skirt and a bandana tied around her head. Let her do it.
Same.
Let her
Same.
do it. Like, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
Well, now we
Why
listen,
do you need to
feminism.
put her on a fucking bodycon suit?
Right. That's
It's
not giving.
that's not
Especially,
giving.
I knew that we might be in a new era when they drew Madeline Pryor, and Madeline Pryor.
Exactly. Had something similar. It wasn't quite like,
It wasn't too like it still is Disney, but it was still like. And then when she did the Sharon
hmm
Stone, like, and she uncrossed her legs, she's like, "Careful, I know not what I do," and I'm like,
hmm
"Excuse me."
Yeah. They went there. And I want them to keep pushing that envelope and make these characters what they are in the comic books because it's like that's the gritty truth. They have personalities. They're humans. They like Fashion Nova two pieces too. It's like,
Exactly,
why are you trying to exclude them? They
and they
also
look better in it. Like,
they do. They do. It's like let these thick girls be who they are and wear their costumes. I also seen something about Taylor Swift meeting with Marvel to play somebody, and we don't need none of that. I could tell you that right now. I don't need
I
none of that.
wouldn't mind her being like it doesn't need to be like a lead. I could see her playing in the X-Men movie Dazzler. That's it. Like, cause she's like the song, the singer, the entertainment. A little cameo as Dazzler just to get the ticket sales going. And then she can just go about her
How did
merry
Dazzler
way.
look?
I don't know. I think but she is a like a songstress.
Okay.
You know, I can see her
Okay.
as Dazzler. But like I was seeing someone saying that it might be a whole series, and I'm like, that's not something that we need. I need her to continue to be on tour, go
Yeah,
through her
be a pop
eras,
star
be a
and do
pop
that.
star. You know, if you want to do like a little cameo, sure, be Dazzler.
But
Do
I
your
don't
little
want
thing
that to
with your
be
hands,
the whole
and
movie,
that's it.
like in the background. Then get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah, it's just the same way that Harry Styles was on Eternals, and I didn't even know he was on Eternals until they pointed it out, and I was like, he was on Eternals. I wanted to be in that same exact way.
Yeah,
That's the amount of camera time that I need.
like 1 second, just to show me that that's Dazzler, but that's
Yeah,
also Taylor
like
Swift.
I needed to be in a. I only want it to be pointed out in a YouTube
But I don't
breakdown
think she's
video.
gonna get the role if it's up to JoJo Siwa. I will be quite honest.
What is the?
Yeah, to me, that's my Dazzler. I see JoJo Siwa as Dazzler. No. Yeah, guys, but that finale was really good. I also enjoyed seeing the Phoenix Force.
Yeah, you
Hmm
love the Phoenix. You
I
brought
love
that
the
up.
Phoenix. And it went hand in hand because Sinister was like, do you not think? He gave her a whole speech. She's like, all I do is think. And I'm like, you ate that shit,
Hate that
girl.
shit. And you cannot stand Jean, but when she taps into that Phoenix,
She's a new person. And she's quick. Sinister, all I do is think.
when she said that shit, I was like,
She ate that. It was definitely equivalent to Rose. Yeah, you was gone.
bro, when she was like, you were gone, gal. And I'm just like, I can't even say shit to that. You right.
You
You
were
right.
gone, gal.
You right. She
Even
was.
Storm was like,
Yeah. She couldn't say anything because she was. Is it when you say it in a country accent?
she literally just rubbed her hair. She's like, it was worth it.
She's
Arrogant
like, do you
Tay,
see?
come touch me up.
Do you see? And that's why her and Jean had to have that heart to heart when she was like, make them, I don't know, mind your weather. And she was like, make them weather your storm. And I was like, exactly.
But see, that's what I wanted. I think it would have been an even better scene if Storm just like used her full powers and Jean used her full power. Like
Mm-hmm.
they could have been destroyed that shit. It could have been done. Why did they give Bastion so much?
Because I think they built it up so much. So he couldn't have,
Yeah.
like, you can't just like that. You can't end just like
Yeah.
that.
And just like
You
that.
can't
That's what
end
I
just like that.
expected. Phoenix was back and everybody was dead.
Oh my
Would
God.
we like a Carrie Bradshaw cameo next season?
No, Aaron, no.
Why
No,
not?
it's two separate things. I understand and I respect that you are in your Sex and
I
the
feel
City
like
era.
she could do her journalism.
No, no. So, okay, so she's gonna play Hank's girlfriend that he kind of had
Yeah.
to cuss out a little bit. No,
She's
yeah,
like, I couldn't help
no.
but wonder, are the X-Men alive? That would be like the greatest
They show her
season
like the
opener
same way that they show Spider-Man, like in a window, her fucking computer.
with her cigarette. Oh, I couldn't help but wonder. In a cosmopolitan.
Yeah, what the fuck? No, okay, no, because I'm like, it could work if.
It could. It could definitely work. I
So
want to
what
see
they're
that.
saying is that we might see a different X-Men team.
Yeah, that's what I
On the next
heard.
season.
I don't want to see that at all. So if they plan on doing that, they can actually change their minds. And if that was Bo DeMaio, if that was your plan, you're out of here, babe. I'm sorry. No shade. You're out of here. Because I don't want to see that. Try it again. Make a comic about it. but I don't want to see
But
that. No.
I mean, but what? Okay, I'm just trying to. But
I don't want to see that.
Okay.
If they want to do a freeform spinoff, fine. I wouldn't watch it.
But okay, like even if it's just like a few episodes, like in the meantime, while we're figuring out how to but Bishop has to go and collect the X-Men, right?
That's what I want to see.
If he's going to collect them, we need someone protecting Earth at that same time. Because do you know how much time goes by?
Yeah, but I feel like they can pull out characters that they haven't used in a while. Like, where's Iceman?
Right. So that's the new. That's what they're saying. Like on the
he's
board,
a part of it.
On the board, you remember the board that was Forge is like he's saying, and those persons on. You know, it's like the Scarlet Witch, her brother, Iceman, someone else that. The bad bitch. What's her name?
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
This is giving me
Emma
Avengers.
Frost.
This is giving me Avengers. So if they want to make like a separate Avengers series, do that. Because I feel like once you start placing the Scarlet Witch in Friends, it's like, this is no longer the X-Men. This is the Avengers. It's such a thin line between the X-Men and the Avengers too. But when you cross it, you cross it. And it's like, and I know you crossed it.
Because Mac, to be fair, they were on the boat. You saw her.
Yeah.
And Lorna was also on the boat, who is also Magneto's daughter.
But I'm just like Scarlet Witch I
would like to see. I'm going to go against. I would go against you, and I would say I want all my people back, ideally, but I would not be mad if they decided to do Scarlet Witch, Pietro, Emma Frost. Because I love Emma Frost. That's a badass bitch.
She is.
And Iceman. And then who else? Okay, we have Bishop and then Forge. Like, in the meantime, and then, you know, I feel like maybe like episode 3 or 4, round that up and bring back my X-Men.
My X-Men. Okay, I would see it. I mean, I would give anything a chance, but I don't like the ones that they showed on that rooftop. I was like, baby, I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, no. Cloak and Dagger, and this is not Netflix.
Yeah.
Everyone was just like, "Oh my god, that's Cloak, that's Dagger." I'm like, "Who the fuck is that?"
If you're gonna do all of that, just cast JoJo Siwa and literally have her protect planet Earth with her fucking dance moves. Her and Playboy Cardi.
Don't they have a vampire superhero? Not Blade. He cannot, for the love of God, do not make Playboy Cardi Blade. But don't they have a vampire-esque Marvel character or no?
Jubilee is actually supposed to go through a vampire era.
And Playboy Cardi, like, is genderless, I feel.
Mm-hmm. So does Playboy Cardi want to play? Okay. It's getting ignorant.
That's what I was alluding to. But, you know, some people won't have it.
I'm going to be done, actually, guys. I know sometimes I can't stop. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you've also checked out our merch.
Yes.
On our shop. And seeing all the things that we have. We have the hats, we have the mugs, we have the shirts, we have the hoodies. And also thank you guys for the support. Like, especially in the comments, I see some of you with your t-shirts. I've seen some of you talk about how you've purchased some of the merch, and it makes us so proud. You are our X-Men.
Thank you.
That's what I want to say. And just like that,
another episode was done.
Bye, y'all.